Welcome to class, everybody. Great to have you. It's part of our Grow with GoGo series. We have our yoga today and our functional fitness on other days. Sorry, I was just hitting my mic, so we heard some weird sounds. That's what that was. Before we get moving, just a quick reminder of what else we offer. So in addition to these classes, with GoGo, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services, all by calling one number. That phone number is 1-855-464-6872. A reminder that you have a referral code at the bottom of your GoGo receipts. So you can take that code and give it to a friend. Once they take their first service with GoGo, you will both receive $10 in credit towards future services. We also have a Facebook group, so if you ever want to continue any of these conversations online, you can find us on Facebook, and we'll share a link in the chat, and you can just click that, and that'll open up the page, and you can see our Facebook community there. And now to the meat of class. So welcome, I'm Adra. If we haven't met, I teach the yoga and the functional fitness classes here at GoGo on Wednesdays and Fridays. What do you need today? All you need is a chair to sit on. I prefer a chair with no armrests and no wheels, mostly because it's stable but still able to move. But if all you have is one with wheels, if all you have is one with an armrest, that's fine. A couch would be okay too, just something that you can sit on and be comfortable and move around. This class is mostly seated. We spend about 3 to 5 minutes standing. If you don't want to stand during the standing portion, don't. Just stay in your chair, do a few stretches there. We'll come back to the seat soon after that anyways. Only move in ways that feel good. So if something doesn't feel nice, skip it, listen to your body, and have a good time. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So now my screen is probably your big screen, but if it is not, you have to adjust your settings if you want it to be nice and big. So the way you would do that is you would move your cursor to the right corner, top right corner of your Zoom screen, and something will pop up that says view. If you pick speaker view, you'll see me in big. If you pick gallery view, you'll see everybody else. So just know that if I'm not in big, you just pick speaker view and you'll see me nice and large. I have to adjust this. Okay, great. So finding your comfortable seat, planting those feet. Let's just rock a little side to side. And then feeling as you rock side to side those bones in your bum. So these hard bones, your sits bones, as we sometimes call them, or anatomically, they're called your ischial tuberosities. But we have these hard bones that we sit on. Just rocking side to side and feeling them. And then putting yourself in the center where you can feel both bones firmly and equally planted on the ground. From there, you'll keep those sits bones grounded, but start to circle your torso. You can let those ribs move as you circle. You might feel that the weight shifts a bit on the sits bones. That's fine. Go ahead and circle the other way. And make your way back to center. We'll inhale, pull the chest forward and the elbows back, stretching the front of the body. And then exhale, round your back, tuck your chin and drop your tail, tuck your tail. Inhale, chest comes forward. And then exhale, rounding your back. You'll do that a few times at your own pace. And then coming to center. Sitting tall, relaxing your arms, and we'll go into our beginning meditation. So hands can rest on your lap or anywhere that's comfortable. You're welcome to close your eyes or let your gaze soften to the ground. Let your jaw relax. And start to feel your breath. Just notice the natural rhythm of your breath. Begin to notice where you feel the breath in the body. So maybe you feel motion in the abdomen. Maybe you feel motion in the rib cage. Maybe it's in the front of the rib cage or the side of the rib cage or the back. Maybe you feel motion in the shoulders. Maybe you sense your breath in your throat. Or maybe you can feel the air entering and exiting the nostrils. So just noticing all those parts that can be affected by the breath or moved by the breath or sense the breath. And if it's comfortable, allow your breath to slow down just a little bit. And so allow your breath to be an anchor throughout class. So if you ever find that your breath becomes really rapid, might be a sign to slow down. Or if you find that you're holding your breath at any point, a sign to tune back in, slow down. Allow your breath to move with your body. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed, or if you prefer, you can open them. And we'll begin to rotate the head no. So just turning the head right and left, like you're shaking your head no. And then nod the head yes. Just moving in a pain-free range. And back to center. We'll bring one ear to your shoulder, side stretch of the neck, shoulders relaxed. Doesn't matter how far you go. And then other ear to shoulder, side stretch. Once again, ear to shoulder. And other side. Back to center. And let's do some shoulder rolls forward. Just finding some nice motion in the shoulders. These can be big or small. Moving in a range that feels good to your body. Allow your circles to go the other way. And then let those shoulders relax. Sitting nice and tall, we'll twist the spine. So as you inhale, rotate the spine one direction. And then exhale, rotate the spine the other way. So my hands are sliding on my thighs as I rotate. So you can do that, or you can leave your arms still. It's whatever is comfortable. And just as you twist, notice how far you go. No need to force anything, but just notice how far does your body go. There's no need to also do this perfectly. It's okay if your knees slide one forward and one back. We're just noticing our range. And twist to one side and pause. Again, noticing how far your body is able to twist right now. Letting those hips move if they'd like as you rotate. And then go the other way, twist. And once again, just allowing your body to go as far as it can. Your pelvis can shift a little as you rotate. And back to center. We'll do a little bit more eye yoga today. So taking your thumb in front of you and bring it to bridge of the nose height. So it's not tip of the nose, it's higher than that. Maybe I'll go sideways so you can see. So bridge of the nose height, straight ahead. Your eyes are going to get fixed on your thumbnail or the tip of your thumb. You're going to keep looking at the tip of the thumb as your thumb moves towards you, allowing your eyes to follow. The moment your thumb turns into two or it gets blurry, that's where you stop. And then slowly let the thumb go out again. So you're bending and straightening your elbow, following the tip of the thumb with your eyes, keeping the thumb about bridge of the nose height, so a little bit high, almost between the eyebrows. And if your thumb gets blurry, you can pause, readjust. And if your thumb turns into two as it comes towards you, that's where it's your sign to stop and then straighten your arm again. So everyone has a different range of motion. So we're doing accommodation, motion of the eyes, letting the eyes come in, almost like a cross-eyed position or that's the accommodation, the pulling in, and then we're letting the eyes separate and readjust. Let's just do one or two more. And then go ahead and release, shake it off, maybe a couple of extra blinks because that can feel a little funny sometimes. And then we're going to bring our thumb forward in front of us one more time. We're going to keep our eyes fixed now on the thumb. And we're going to rotate the head, but keep looking at the thumb. So the thumb doesn't move. You're rotating your head, no. Nice, smooth breath. We're not going to do this for very long, just a little bit of eye yoga. Turning your head right and left, but keeping your eyes fixed on your thumb. All right, and then letting that go, shaking out that arm if it's tired. And now we'll go ahead and rotate, twist the spine. And then let your head follow, turn the head, and let the eyes follow as well. So you're gonna look way to one side. And back to center. And twist the other way. So rotating, let your head follow, so chin goes. Eyes can also go. Just see where you go. And back to center. We'll twist to that first direction. Pause, see how far you go without moving your head and eyes. And then let your head turn. Let your eyes follow, and you might find that as you do that, you can actually twist a little further. And center, other side. So first, we're not necessarily moving our neck or our eyes. So we twist, notice how far you go. Then let your head turn. Notice if that allows the rest of the spine to move a little further. And then let your eyes follow. So you're looking all the way to the side. And see if that, see if that lets you go a little bit further. And then back to center. Okay, shake that off. Sometimes I can get our brain a little bit fuzzy or our eyes feel a little funny, so we'll let that go. Scoot yourself forward towards the front edge of the chair if you're really far back. Arms rest by the side, and we'll go into some side bending. So reaching one arm down and then the other. It's up to you how far you go. This can be as fast or as slow as you'd like. If you'd like to add some breathing, you inhale into the side stretch. Exhale as you rise back to center. Inhale into the side stretch. Exhale as you rise. Keep going. All right, and then make your way back to center. I'm going to go back into that flexion and extension of the spine that we did at the waist start, but we'll add some arms. So as we inhale, chest comes forward, but then arms will reach out to the side and back, really stretching the front of the body. I'll give you a quick side view here. So we're really arching, reaching those arms back. And then exhale, round the back and give yourself a hug, wrapping the arms around the shoulders. Moving in a range that feels good to the body. So inhale, we open up the chest and the arms, and then exhale, round the back. Keep going. All right, and coming back to center, shake it off. Let's move our attention to our legs now. So bringing our attention down to the feet, we'll go into some heel raises. So we'll lift one heel off the ground, toes and ball of the foot stay down, and heel comes back down. And then the other heel lifts and back down. So alternating here. Feeling that motion in the ankle. Feeling those calf muscles working, moving through whatever range feels good. I know it's, my feet aren't very easy to see necessarily, but we're doing heel raises. So I'll try and show with my hands. We're lifting one heel up and then the other. So we're just moving through the ankle. You're welcome to continue like this if this feels good. If you'd like to add on, you'll go through your heel raise and then go into a march, lifting the knee higher and the foot off the ground, then foot comes back down. So it's heel raise, maybe do that. Or if you want, you can lift the knee higher, foot comes off the ground. I'll give you a side view as well. You don't need to move when I show you these side views. It's just so that you can get a different view of what we're doing. So it's a heel raise plus a foot lift if you want to do the foot lift. Otherwise, stick with the heel raise. Let's do about one more each side, making sure you even yourself out right to left, and then let that go. Now we'll do some leg extensions, and maybe we'll add some breathing with this, so we'll go nice and slow. So as you inhale, you'll straighten one leg out in front of you, so you should feel those thigh muscles, and then exhale, bend again. And then we switch legs. Inhale, straighten the leg, and exhale, bend. I'll give you a side view as well. So we inhale, straighten one leg. Doesn't matter how far you go, so it's okay if it doesn't straighten all the way. And then exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. So keep going. Something to pay attention to is your back. Notice your low back. So as you straighten your leg, can you keep your torso upright instead of allowing your spine to curve? So I'm going to show you what not to do. We're not rounding the back to lift the leg. We're keeping the torso still as we lift the leg. And it's okay if the leg doesn't straighten all the way. Let's do about one more each side. And then letting that go. Let's bend the elbows into a W shape, allowing your palms to face forward. We'll inhale, stretch the arms towards the ceiling, going as far as it's comfortable, and then exhale, bend the elbows and come back into that W shape. We inhale, stretch the arms up, maybe spread the fingers apart, and then exhale as you bend the elbows, maybe you create fists. So we inhale, open the hands, reach up, and then exhale, slide those shoulder blades down the back, create your fists. Keep going at your own pace. So following that breath. Next time your elbows are bent, we'll pause, relax your fists, and bring your arms forward in front of you, like you're holding a platter. Your elbows are bent 90 degrees, about a 90-degree bend, and we'll go into some shoulder rotation. So as you inhale, you'll externally rotate, reaching those thumbs back, and then exhale, hands come back to holding that platter. Inhale, opening, external rotation. Exhale, hands back towards each other. Keep going at your own pace. Follow that breath. Next time your arms are out to the side, we'll pause. Reach the arms out into a T position. I'll mirror you here. So you'll flip your right palm to face forward, then down, then back. And that left palm will keep facing up. So we're internally rotating that right palm or that right side, externally rotating the left, and then we switch. So it's like you're wringing out your arms and shoulders. So I want the motion to move through your entire shoulders, but the forearms will also move, the hands will also move. So you're twisting one arm in and then the other arm out, and then switching. Seeing if you can initiate this motion from the shoulder, so closer to the center of the body and not just the forearm. Because sometimes we just move the forearm, right? That's what I'm doing right now, just moving the forearms. I can flip my palms by just moving the forearms, but I can also flip my palms by moving my entire shoulder. So you can always play with both so you can feel. All right, and let's let that go. Inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms will touch, hands will lower. We'll do that several times. We're doing a little flow here. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, palms touch, hands lower. We'll do one more before we add on. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, palms touch, hands lower. Now adding on, same start. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, palms touch. As your palms come down, you're going to lean forward like you're folding over your legs. Arms come all the way down towards your ankles. And then we inhale, circle all the way up from there. So we'll do that a few times. So palms touch, exhale, folding forward. So it's now not just the hands, but the torso comes forward as well. You decide how low you go, and then arms circle out and up from the bottom. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, folding forward. We'll come up halfway. Inhale, arms circle out and up until the arms are into a T position. From here, we'll lift one leg up, thigh lifts, holding for 2 breaths. You can do just a heel raise instead if that feels better. Foot comes down. Other side, other heel lifts, or maybe the foot floats. You might feel a little heat in the arms from holding those arms up. Then foot comes down. We're holding up for just a little longer. We straighten the right leg or the left, either leg, for a moment. Then bring it down. We're almost there. If you need to, arms can always drop. Last side, other leg straightens. And bring it down. Let's reach those arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Nice deep inhale. Let's fold forward. Exhale, palms touch, lowering down. Inhale, arms circle out to the side and into a T position. Torso comes up. We lift one leg into a march. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, other knee up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, straighten one leg. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, straighten the other leg. Exhale, bring it down. We'll do all of that one more time. Inhale, arms up towards the ceiling. Palms touch. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, arms come out into a T. Exhale, pause with your torso upright. Inhale, lift one knee up into a march. Exhale, bring it down. If your arms are getting tired, just lower them. Inhale, other leg up. Exhale, bring it down. We do a straightening. Inhale, straighten one leg and bring it down. Inhale, straighten the other leg and bring it down. Inhale, arms up. This time when we dive forward, hands can rest on your thighs. Your forearms can come to your thighs, or your hands can come to your feet. We're going to hold. So just find a position that's comfortable for you to hold for a few breaths. So again, hands can come to the thighs with the elbows straight or bent. Forearms can come to your thighs, or hands can come to your feet. Couple of deep breaths. And then coming all the way up using the help of your arms to lift on up. Take a moment, settle yourself back in. We're going to move into our standing portion of class. Again, this is only for a couple of minutes, so if you don't want to stand, you can stay seated, do some motions, do some stretches here. If you are coming to stand, we're going to come behind our chair. If you can't get behind your chair, you'll want to find a wall or a table or something you can hold on to just for safety. I'm going to actually move. Well, we'll see if we can do this with me behind the chair facing this way because we're doing a different exercise than usual today. So hands on your chair or table or wall, and we'll take our legs out wide. So we're trying to take them wider than the shoulders. I'm going to move the chair just so you can see me, but please keep holding on for balance. So we're holding on to our chair, our legs are nice and wide. Going to let our hips shift from one side to the other. So I'll mirror you. We'll let that left hip sort of hike up, and it's almost like you're trying to bump someone on your left. And then back to center, and then go the other way. It's like you're trying to bump someone on your right. So you're letting your entire pelvis shift here. Now, as you do this, you'll go side to side at your own pace. Take a few moments at each side. You'll feel potentially a little more inner thigh stretch on one leg, and then the other as you switch. So feeling that motion of the pelvis, shifting from one side and then the other. Okay, and then pause for a moment. Take your feet a little closer to each other just so you can do a little adjustment. And then you'll walk your feet back, kind of into an upside down L, but we're going wider. So our feet are wider as you go into your upside down L. I'll give you a sort of a diagonal view. So my legs are wide. So once you're back, you can widen that stance again. Arms reach onto your chair. Your torso is parallel-ish to the ground, so your torso can be higher up if needed. Your knees can also be bent. From here, you're going to do that same shift of the hips that we were doing in standing. So you're going to let one hip lift a little bit and then the other. It's almost like you're wagging your tail right and left. And then centering yourself. Take your feet a little closer to each other and then walk those feet forward, coming back to stand behind the chair. Moving into chair pose. Feet can be together or a couple of inches apart. All 10 toes face forward, heels are on the ground. We'll bend those knees into a chair position. Feel free to keep holding on to your chair or reach those arms forward in front of you for a little more challenge. We'll move with our breath. So as you inhale, you'll straighten your legs. And as you exhale, you bend your knees. So straightening and bending. If you'd like, you can add your arms. So with the knees bent, the arms can be forward, and with the legs straight, your arms come down. Keep going at your own pace, following your breath. And don't really worry whether one is an inhale and one is the exhale. What's more important to me, at least today, is that you link your inhale with your movement and your exhale with your movement. All right, next time those legs are straight, pause, shake it off, and we'll come back down to our seat. We'll go into a figure 4 stretch once we're in our seat. I'll mirror you. Lots of options here if you can't get your ankle all the way over your thigh. Your right ankle can cross over your left ankle, and you'll allow your knee to open. It's sort of a graduated version of this. And you could even put your foot up onto something, like a couple of pillows or a block, and that'll give you a little bit of hip stretch. If that means nothing to you or makes no sense, don't worry about it. Just ankle crossed over the other ankle. Another option would be to cross your thighs completely. It will give you a stretch in a slightly different place, but that's an option as well. And then your third option would be to cross your ankle over your thigh for a more traditional figure 4 stretch. If you're almost to this point, but not quite, and you really want to do it, you might choose to sit up higher. So you could put things underneath your seat to sit higher, or you could find, like for me, you can just barely see the edge of my couch. The couch is higher than my chair, so I could sit at the edge of the couch and do this if that feels safe, and that will give you a little bit less intensity of stretch and still the same value or the same type of stretch. So that's an option as well. If you need a little more stretch, first thing to do is to notice this bottom leg and make sure that the leg is vertical. If the leg is at a diagonal, you'll be getting less stretch. If the leg is vertical, you'll usually get a little more. Another way to give yourself a little more stretch is to lean forward. So you lean forward, you'll get more stretch as well. And come on up. If you're leaning, undo your legs, shake them off. And we'll find that on our second side. So your other ankle, so left ankle, can cross over your right and allow your knee to open wide. You can also prop your foot up onto something with that rotation, and that will give you some stretch. Another option would be to cross your thighs completely. Stretch moves to a slightly different place, but that's okay. Or you cross your ankle over your thigh. All of those same options apply. You can sit up onto something, grabbing some textbooks or a phone book, and sitting up a little higher, or maybe finding another surface, a stool, or the side of a couch, as long as it feels safe, right? Only doing things that feel like, oh, I'm steady and safe. If you need more, you're noticing that that bottom leg is vertical and not at an angle. Your other option, if you need more, is to lean forward. Nice, smooth breaths. Jaws relax. You're leaning forward, come on up. Undo your legs, shake them off. Then we'll stretch the right leg forward in front of you. Right leg is straight, left knee is bent. We'll just point and flex that foot. And then today, we're going to go into that pointed position and hold there. So usually we do this stretch with a flexed foot, but today you're going to point the foot so the toes reach down to the ground. So that foot is maybe flat on the ground or towards flat. It might not be, it just depends on your ankle flexibility. And then from there, you'll lean forward. You decide how far you go. So with the foot pointed, you might feel a stretch at the top of the foot, top of the ankle region. Of course, you might also still feel that hamstring stretch in the back of the leg. We're only here for 3 more breaths. Lift your torso back up, rebend the knee, foot comes down, and we switch. Other leg straightens out in front of you. We point and flex the foot, so just moving through the ankle in that point and flex position. Or toes down towards the ground, then toes up towards the ceiling. And then next time your toes are down towards the ground, you'll pause. Maybe your toes touch, maybe they don't. It really just depends. And then lean forward a little bit, whatever degree feels good to the body. And now you might feel that stretch in the back of the leg, but you might also feel the stretch top of the ankle, top of the foot. Bring your torso back to center. Rebend that knee. Let your knees sway or windshield wiper a little side to side. And then pausing in the center, feet flat on the ground. Hands can rest on your lap. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Just taking a few moments here to tune into your breath. Maybe notice how the body feels. Notice how your mind is. And bring your palms to touch. Take a moment to thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining. Pleasure moving with you as always. Let's see, no moves of the week because it's Friday. We do moves of the week on Wednesdays. Next Wednesday will be yoga, and then next Friday will be functional fitness. We have a couple of minutes, so if anybody has any questions about class, now is the time to ask. And if you don't have questions, that's okay. You can just pop off, or you can hang out here for a couple more minutes as we see if anyone has anything.
Adra, Twyla. Hi, I love your class. But I don't know if maybe a little bit of caveat might be good for some people with dizziness with the eye movement. I did that the last time. I did not do that today. I have severe central and peripheral imbalance, and I was very dizzy after the last time I did it. So I'm just going to give that one a pass from now on.
I'm glad you noticed that for the first time and then decided not to do it. That's a very, very smart listening to your body. I've never heard anyone say that to me, so I'm really glad you did. Because now I can caveat that if you have if you tend to get dizzy, this might cause dizziness.
I have dysautonomia.
Mm,
And that's something that's becoming better now. And dizziness is the first symptom. So,
gotcha. Well, thank you for sharing. I hope everything else was okay though.
yeah, everything's great.
Okay. Um, I'm seeing here Debbie is saying, I'm interested in easy chair exercise to get from sitting in a straight chair couch. Get up from sitting in a straight chair or couch. So I would suggest, Debbie, that you come to our functional fitness class. Because we will do lots of motions that will get you stronger to get in and out of chairs. We do more strength training in the functional fitness. If that was your question of being able to get in and out of a chair better. Is that right? You can nod, or I see you, Debbie. I know you're, yes, yes. So come to our functional fitness classes because we'll do things like squats or parts of squats, not necessarily the whole thing, to make it easier to get in and out, and strengthening the muscles that are required to do that. So that's next Friday.
Hey,
Barbara, yeah,
Joe.
go ahead.
My question, it's with the logistics, so I know it's not necessarily yours, but when are we supposed to get announcements of this? I get like your seat is reserved, but like then I don't always get anything further. Is that it, or should something be coming the day of?
I don't know. V, do you know the answer to that?
Yes, so you get it the day of, anywhere between 1 hour to 10 minutes before class starts. So it
Oh,
all depends when you click on the RSVP, because sometimes I have to manually trigger that for those people who RSVP'd after a certain amount of time. So yeah, so what I do is the system automatically reminds customers 1 hour before. And then what I do is I go in and just trigger whoever's missing to get that notification at 10 minutes before the class starts.
Okay, so it's nothing, we can just assume that it's there, even though it doesn't appear till 1 hour before.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's always there. We just send that reminder 1 hour before. And the reason why we do it 1 hour before is just to, to give people time. We don't want to do it too early where then people forget.
Right.
So we always try to do it 1 hour. That's been the best
Thank
for
you.
us to do. Thank you.
Asia.
Hi, Ross.
Hey, hey. I love the eye movements, so especially because it helps me with my ski racing. But I also find that by doing them, if you stick with it, it improves dizziness and stuff like that, the balance and stuff like that, you improve. And then like when you're doing your to the left, shoulder, then the head or the neck turn, and then finally the eyes. That sometimes I want to cheat or I forget, because it's an unusual movement, and I just close my eyes, and so I turn my shoulder and then twist the neck and then open the eyes and then turn the eyes, type of thing. And then I do the counterintuitive thing of when you're looking, you got us going to the side. I do the look up and then or raise the neck up, and like your head's looking up, and then you raise your eyes
Mhm.
up or down. As you're looking up, you look down with your eyes,
Yeah.
counterintuitive, and do the opposite. Because I mean, every little stretch that you do is an improvement. If that makes any kind of a
Mhm.
sense. So
Yeah.
anyway, it's good stuff. And like I say, you feel light as a feather after it's over. And then, as in any of your exercise, you just do enough of it, to do the tolerance. And so I feel for Twyla what she's got to go through there. But any kind of uh, you know push on yourself to some level will, if you get through it, then you keep going and going. I mean, this is an ongoing class, and so, or the exercises and stuff that you teach us. We seem to go beyond. Like you said, whenever you turned and then you released to the side, you realize you can go further the next time, type of thing. And those are those small or incremental improvements that you can feel or sense immediately. And then, you know, it's very encouraging. Anyway, thanks, Adrian. So,
Thanks for sharing, Ross. All right, everybody, I will let you go. Happy Friday. Wonderful to see you all as always. I'll see you Wednesday
you.
or Friday. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.